In the beginning of the drama, we are introduced to our cute female lead Yao Yao, who is a third-year history student and also works as a part-time tutor. She is going to a bookstore to buy a book for her boyfriend's birthday. When she reaches the bookstore, she sees a lot of people standing outside because they are there to see a handsome superstar named Jian, our male lead. But Yao Yao ignores all of them and goes inside the bookstore to find a good book. She finds a really good book, but suddenly Jian also comes there and picks up the same book before Yao Yao, the one that Yao Yao needed. Because of this, a small fight happens between them because Yao Yao really wanted that book and Jian also did not want to give it back. But just as they are there, some of Jian's fans suddenly arrive. To hide from them, Jian quickly drops both his and Yao Yao's bags on the ground and wraps his arms around the unsuspecting girl. For a few seconds, time seems to stop, and Yao Yao's heart beats faster than ever. Neither of them knows it yet, but this unexpected hug is the beginning of a beautiful love story, and get ready because this drama has a sweet mix of romance and non-stop comedy. Now, because of Jian's sudden move, his fans mistake someone else for him and eventually leave. Once they are gone, Yao Yao tells Jian that she needs to gift that book to her boyfriend, and that it is very important to her. Wanting to help, Jian picks up a random book, signs his autograph on it, and gives it to Yao Yao, saying that if she gives this book to his boyfriend, he will be even happier. After that, Jian goes with his friend to meet Mr. Wei because he had to give an interview for Mr. Wei's movie. Yao Yao also leaves at the same time because she also had an interview today for tutoring a child. Both of them reach their own places and start giving their interviews. Meanwhile, Jian takes out an essay from his bag to read to Mr. Wei, but when he opens the bag, instead of the movie essay, he finds an essay titled My Dad inside. Similarly, when Yao Yao opens her bag, an old-fashioned wooden bowl comes out of it, which scares her a lot. This means that their bags got exchanged at the bookstore, and because of this, both of them get rejected. The next day, Jian's manager tells him that Mr. Wei has given Jian a full 2 months to prepare for the movie, so that he can practice well for the lead role. And because it was a historical movie, the manager also finds a history tutor for Jian, and it turns out to be none other than Yao Yao. When they see each other, they are both shocked, and Yao Yao flatly refuses to teach him history and leaves from there. Just then, Jian gets a call from Song, who tells Jian that he is hiring Yao Yao to teach him history, but Jian angrily tells Song that Yao Yao will become his tutor instead, because Jian and Song are actually competing for the lead role in Mr. Wei's upcoming movie, to see who gets it. So Jian decides that he will study with Yao Yao, and just then, Yao Yao also arrives there, because the phone Jian was talking on actually belonged to Yao Yao. After that, we see Jian warn Yao Yao that if she does not help him with history, he will file a complaint against her, which would cause her a lot of trouble, and she would not even be able to teach anywhere. So to avoid the complaint, Yao Yao has to teach him even though she does not want to. The next day, she goes to Jian's house, and Jian tells her about all the rules of his house that she has to follow. One of the rules was that Yao Yao was not allowed to go to the upper floor. Now Yao Yao starts teaching Jian, but she brings a lot of books for him, but he does not study seriously at all. After that, he asks her pick out his clothes and takes her along to the set as his assistant. Since he could not call her his teacher in front of everyone, Yao Yao has to go along with this so that he does not complain about her. But when they are heading to the set by car, they find out there will be a lot of traffic on the way. So Yao Yao gets an idea, and both of them go to the set location on Yao Yao's scooter instead. During the shoot, even though Jian refuses, his co-star actually kisses him for real, which means Jian has to brush his teeth again. Jian also performs his own stunts in the movie, and during one stunt, the rope suddenly snaps and Jian falls from a great height. Seeing this, Yao Yao becomes extremely worried and tries to bring him back to consciousness. After that, we see that Jian is hospitalized and he has several fractures. Because of this, his manager decides to find him an assistant, but Jian stops the manager and says that Yao Yao will do this job for him. So Yao Yao has no choice but to agree. She cannot refuse him. There, Yao Yao also tells the manager something else, that when she was with Jian on set, she saw an unknown boy doing something suspicious near the stunt location because she felt that Jian's fall was not an accident, but something someone did on purpose. After that, Yao Yao goes to feed Jian, and Jian secretly orders chicken even though he was told not to eat chicken. While he is eating it, the manager makes a video call, and somehow the manager finds out that Jian is eating chicken. But right then, Jian lies to the manager and says that Yao Yao is sitting in front of him eating the chicken. And as always, Yao Yao has to go along with this lie because she was afraid he might complain. After this, we see Yao Yao going for dinner with her boyfriend, Zane, because it was Zane's birthday. There, one of Zane's friends also shows up, who gives Zane a watch as a gift, and Zane wears it right away. But when Yao Yao tries to give him her own gift, Zane refuses and says that they are already very late. The next day, Yao Yao goes to the hospital to teach Jian, where she also starts to take a test of his. But instead of taking the test, Jian gives Yao Yao a set of assistant tasks to complete within 30 minutes, so Yao Yao is unable to take his test and starts to leave. Just then, she gets a call from the manager who asks her to look after Jian until he fully recovers. So Yao Yao has to stay at the hospital with Jian. That night, Yao Yao falls asleep on a chair next to Jian. In her sleep, she stops him from jumping around and actually holds his hand, which makes Jian smile, because for the first time someone was caring for him this much. The next day, we see Jian's brother Chao come to the hospital to meet him, and the two of them start taking pictures together. But then Yao Yao comes in, and Jian shouts at her and sends her outside. Just then, Yao Yao's boyfriend Zane finds out about this, and he was trying to confess something else. But then, a car arrives to pick him up, so he ends the call. Now Yao Yao goes to meet Chao, where Chao explains to her that she does not need to listen to everything Jian says. That, Yao Yao takes Jian outside for a walk. While kicking a paper cup there, one of Jian's slippers falls into water, so Jian has to go barefoot to a shop, which turns out to be a shop where he himself was the brand ambassador. But the staff refuse to give Jian shoes without payment because they don't recognize him, so Yao Yao buys him a pair of cheaper shoes with her own money. As they are about to leave, Yao Yao sees her boyfriend walking around with his friend and is shocked. Her boyfriend tells her that he had already told her in a message that he was breaking up with her, and that she had replied the same thing at the time. But hearing this, Yao Yao is shocked because she never sent that message. It was Jian who had sent it. So, to support Yao Yao, Jian holds her hand and tells everyone that he has been in a relationship with Yao Yao for a long time already, and that she does not need a girl like Zane at all. After that, they both leave from there, and Yao Yao gets a little upset with Jian because he took her phone without asking and replied on her behalf. Just then, Jian gets a call from his manager, who tells him to check the rumors spreading on social media about him and his co-star, which makes Jian very worried because he did not have any affair with his co-star. Because of this, Yao Yao helps Jian write a post about it, since she was very angry due to her own breakup. After that, she starts behaving strangely in front of Jian, and Jian tells his brother Chao about this, and Chao tells him that if he cares about Yao Yao this much, he could call her at night after work to check whether she is okay or not. Jian actually does this, but when he calls Yao Yao, a book falls on her at that exact moment, and she screams loudly, making Jian think that maybe Yao Yao hurt herself because of the breakup. So, without caring about his own fractures, he rushes to Yao Yao's apartment, where he finds Yao Yao completely fine. Still, he takes her back to his own house with him. That night, Yao Yao stays over at Jian's house. At night, when Jian gets up to drink water, he gets scared seeing Yao Yao sitting on the couch in the dark and asks what she is doing there. Yao Yao tells him that there was no bed in her room, which is why she came out there, and that she did not wake him up because he was sleeping very deeply and she did not want to disturb him. After that, he tells her to adjust on the couch and leaves. But the next day, when Jian wakes up and looks around his house, he is shocked because Yao Yao has placed books everywhere for him and has even made a huge study plan on the wall. After that, she teaches him history for a little while and then takes the rest of her things and leaves. But at night, Jian comes back completely drenched because it is raining very heavily outside. When Jian brings her inside the house, he places a towel under her feet and tries to help her reach her room. Suddenly, Yao Yao remembers that she forgot to lock her scooter, so she goes to give Jian the scooter keys. But even then, she accidentally falls right on top of Jian, and the two of them just stare at each other. After that, Yao Yao asks Jian about her luggage, and he remembers that he had left it outside the house. Since her luggage got wet too, Jian gives her his own clothes to wear. And seeing Yao Yao crying, he thinks that if she is feeling bad because of her breakup, he can keep her company by spending time with her. After that, the next day, we see Yao Yao sending Jian off to attend driving classes to avoid her studies, where Jian has hired 3 people to teach him driving because they were his assistants, and it was very important for him to learn to drive. Because of this, Yao Yao becomes free from studying and starts playing games. But then, he gets a call from the hospital, and when he reaches there, he finds out that Yao Yao accidentally hit all 3 instructors with the car and injured them. Because of this, the owner of the driving school is shouting at Yao Yao, but Jian quiets the owner down and takes Yao Yao away from there without getting angry at her at all. Now Jian himself tries to teach Yao Yao driving, but when he is teaching her to reverse the car, she accidentally injures him too, and he has to go back to the hospital again, where he now has another fracture in his leg. Because of this, the manager starts to fire Yao Yao from the job, but Jian stops him and does not let her be fired. That night, Yao Yao is very worried because of Jian's leg fracture, and she helps him so he can reach his room. But according to the house rules, Yao Yao was not allowed to look at Jian's room, so she closes her eyes and leads him to his room that way. There, Jian asks her for a cup of water, which forces Yao Yao to open her eyes, and she sees that Jian's room is completely decorated like Marvel movies. Here, Yao Yao realizes that Jian can do whatever he wants only in his own room, while in his outside life, because he is an actor, he has to do everything according to others, which is very difficult. The next day, we see some people, along with a news reporter, come to meet Jian, where the reporter asks him when he will restart his shooting. Jian tells them to stop the ongoing shooting for now because there were a lot of mistakes in their script, and it was Yao Yao who had helped Jian fix those mistakes. He gives them a good answer and sends them away. After that, when everyone starts praising Jian's other movies in front of Yao Yao, Jian feels very happy, but he does not show this in front of Yao Yao and tells her to focus on her work instead. The next day, Jian goes to the set and discovers that Feng is his second lead actress, something neither he nor Yao Yao knew. His co-star again tries to get close to him and gives him lilies, but Jian makes it clear she should stay away. Yao Yao takes the flowers to him, only to learn Jian is allergic to lilies. She gives them to a girl outside, who turns out to be Feng. Feng acts well with Jian, although he finds her annoying. Soon, Jian and Yao Yao discover she is actually the manager's niece, which is why she calls Jian uncle. The manager then tells Jian about his past with Song. They were once close friends and trained together, but Song cheated during training, making Jian hate him. Even without cheating, Jian remained the best actor while Song was second. During lunch, Jian gives all his meat to Yao Yao. Song arrives and accuses Jian of pretending to be injured for sympathy. The two begin roasting each other until a cameraman deliberately provokes Jian into a fight. Song then tries to hit Jian with a stool, but Yao Yao throws a dictionary at him and protects Jian. She tells Song he will never win because of his rude behavior. After Song leaves, Yao Yao treats Jian's injury and admits indirectly that she likes him more than Song. Jian blushes and quickly leaves. That night, he wonders why he keeps blushing around Yao Yao. While they are looking at each other near the bookshelf, the manager calls with important news. The mysterious boy at the stunt location was actually Song's former assistant. A video of Jian hitting Song also goes viral, causing Jian's reputation and brand deals to suffer. Song is secretly pleased because his plan worked. Jian's manager then asks him to advertise Florida Water, a new product. Jian initially refuses because it is a small company, but eventually agrees. At the shooting location, mosquitoes surround them. Yao Yao uses her special fan, which has an inscription from her favorite artist, and Jian becomes curious about it. After finishing the advertisement, Jian finds Yao Yao sleeping while mosquitoes bite her. He starts applying Florida Water to her hand but stops, wondering why he cares so much about her. Eventually, he applies it anyway. Yao Yao wakes up and sees a mosquito on Jian's cheek, so she slaps it, leaving his cheek red. Jian still smiles happily while watching her fight the mosquitoes. After shooting, Jian takes Yao Yao to see the sunset and promises to take her to see a Turkish sunset someday. On the way home, he notices Yao Yao sleeping and almost covers her with his jacket, but stops himself. Soon, Yao Yao develops itchy allergic marks on her hands and neck. Jian immediately takes her to the hospital, where they discover the reaction was caused by Florida Water. Jian then orders his manager to test the product. A new pink bed arrives for Yao Yao. She says she does not like pink, but Jian insists she sleep on it. Later, he asks Chow about the artist whose name is on Yao Yao's fan and discovers the artist died years ago. He asks Mr. Liu to find a similar fan. Meanwhile, Jian makes soup for Yao Yao and surprises her with it while wearing a pink apron. Yao Yao laughs at him, so Jian explains that he chose the pink bed because he thought girls liked pink and secretly admits he likes it too. The manager and Feng arrive. Because of Jian's fear of germs, he makes them sanitize before entering. They are surprised to find Yao Yao living there, but Jian says she will only stay for a few days. The manager then reveals the Florida water test results. The product contains dangerous toxins. Jian immediately asks him to contact the brand. The manager also notices Jian's books and is surprised by his sudden interest in reading, so Jian pretends to love books. After they leave, Jian remembers his soup only to discover Feng drank it all. He becomes furious because he worked hard to make it for Yao Yao. Meanwhile, Song meets the Florida water owner, revealing that the entire scheme was his idea. He wanted Jian to advertise a toxic product and get trapped by it. Even though Jian canceled the contract, Song orders the owner to broadcast the advertisement anyway, and it airs the next day. Chao visits Jian's house, making Feng excited because she finds him handsome. Meanwhile, Mr. Lu calls Jian and says he found a fan similar to Yao Yao's. Jian and Yao Yao immediately go to collect it, but Mr. Lu demands an expensive artwork in exchange. They agree, and Yao Yao becomes extremely happy when she receives the fan bearing her favorite artist's inscription. Yao Yao brings lunch, and Jian prepares it himself. He asks her to post a picture on his social media account. Her poor quality photo leads people to joke that Jian needs donations for a new phone. Jian gets angry at her, but later secretly buys her a new phone and tells her to use it for pictures. That night, everyone gathers at a bar. The manager tells Jian he has evidence against Song. Feng says Yao Yao has had too much to drink, so Jian carries her home. At home, Yao Yao vomits on Jian's suit and dirties her clothes. While he cleans them, she suddenly becomes conscious, pulls him closer, and they kiss. Because she is drunk, she remembers nothing. The next morning, Yao Yao wakes up in different clothes and assumes Jian changed her. Feng explains that she called Jian home so she could change Yao Yao's clothes and care for her. Meanwhile, Jian worries about kissing Yao Yao and brushes his teeth thoroughly. Yao Yao apologizes without remembering anything. When Jian thinks she wants to discuss the kiss, he becomes nervous, but realizes she remembers nothing and feels relieved. He even lies that she ruined his mother's carpet. Later, Feng blackmails Jian into making lunch. During the meal, they discuss chow and kissing. Jian almost reveals that he was Yao Yao's first kiss, but stops himself. That night, Jian searches online about kissing a girl without permission and is called a playboy. He asks Yao Yao what she thinks, and she says such a person is both a playboy and a coward. Jian decides to confess, but Feng keeps interrupting him. Jian asks Chao for advice, pretending the problem belongs to a friend. Chao realizes it is Jian and says his friend probably likes his assistant. Jian decides to confess, but when Yao Yao appears holding a knife, he panics until he learns she only needs it to sharpen a pencil. Jian shows Yao Yao a movie where the hero kisses the heroine and explains that kissing is normal. Yao Yao seriously says people who kiss should promise to stay together, making him nervous. She then reveals she was joking and says kissing is normal for her too. Suddenly, Jian's manager brings bad news. People are suffering allergic reactions from the Florida water Jian used because of company fraud. Jian is upset while Yao Yao comforts him. He promises to handle it. The next day, Jian orders a press conference. Song learns that the Florida brand's owner has already been sent out of the country. Later, everyone goes to a restaurant. Feng tries to impress Chao, but he gets annoyed and leaves. His fans approach her, making her jealous. Chao eventually grabs her hand and takes her away. Chao asks Jian if his friend's assistant problem is solved. Because Yao Yao is nearby, Jian says nothing and angrily eats mushrooms. At home, Yao Yao gives Jian the repaired carpet. He tells her to throw it away, and they pull it from opposite sides. Jian pulls her close and asks if she remembers that night, but she notices red bumps on his body. He faints because he is allergic to the mushrooms, and his throat swells so badly that he cannot speak. Jian cannot attend the press conference, so Yao Yao must represent him. She becomes terrified because she has crowd phobia. She usually practices by placing people's pictures on the TV, but sometimes imagines them. Jian encourages her by touching between her eyebrows and telling her she will do well. The next day, he discovers her tablets and learns about her crowd phobia. When Yao Yao steps onto the stage, she remembers a woman being killed by a car and runs away. The manager answers the questions, causing everyone to believe Jian staged everything for publicity. Suddenly, Jian appears and shocks everyone. He presents evidence proving he was a victim of the Florida company's fraud and explains the punishment against the company and its owner. Song watches in shock while his girlfriend admits he can never beat Jian. After the conference, Jian searches for Yao Yao, but she has left her bag and phone. He and Chao look for her. They hear about a nearby suicide and rush there, only to discover Yao Yao is safe. Jian becomes emotional and hugs her. At home, Yao Yao explains that her crowd phobia made her become a home tutor instead of teaching in classrooms, although she dreams of teaching before crowds someday. Jian promises she will achieve it. The next day, Jian puts students' pictures on cactus plants and makes Yao Yao practice teaching. When his hand is injured by a cactus, Yao Yao sees the same injured woman again and grabs her locket in fear. Confused, Jian visits a psychiatrist, who tells him to discover the reason behind Yao Yao's trauma. Meanwhile, the manager says the company plans to fire Yao Yao. Jian immediately argues against it. Jian and his manager meet Mr. Zhang, who offers Jian a lead role in a drama. Jian refuses, but Mr. Zhang gives him an ultimatum: accept the role or Yao Yao loses her assistant job. Jian signs the contract for her sake. At home, Yao Yao discovers Jian must also complete 10 days of university training and history classes. Jian becomes nervous because he barely graduated himself. Feng reminds Jian it is Chao's birthday. Soon, Feng and the manager arrive to celebrate. Everyone leaves Jian to cook while they relax, making him angry. Later, Chao arrives and is surprised. During dinner, Jian proudly talks about his cooking. They play mahjong, but Jian keeps losing. Chao eventually leaves and makes Yao Yao sit opposite Jian. She claims she has never played, but surprisingly wins every match. After everyone leaves, Jian tells Yao Yao she could have cheated like Feng. Yao Yao lectures him that games must always be fair. Later, Yao Yao practices speaking before a crowd while Jian secretly watches. Remembering her dream, Jian asks his manager to arrange university training for her. The manager says interviews are being held. The next day, Jian takes Yao Yao to the interview. She promises to work hard and later says she passed the first round. Fei Fei then warns Yao Yao that she will lose. Yao Yao explains that Fei Fei is a top student who has even appeared on TV. Jian encourages her, saying Fei Fei may be a topper, but she could never become his assistant like Yao Yao. Yao Yao gains confidence. Feng takes Yao Yao to the studio where Chao is recording. Jian misses Yao Yao and calls her, but she cuts the call because she is busy. Feng tries to sing with Chao, but her terrible singing causes the microphone to fall, and both are thrown out. When Yao Yao returns home, Jian angrily asks why she came back late. Yao Yao says she will take care of the house and never leave their home. Jian becomes extremely happy and excitedly tells his soft toy. The next morning, he places his and Yao Yao's toothbrushes together and keeps calling the house their house. His manager then reveals that Fei Fei is working so hard because her brother has leukemia and needs a bone marrow transplant. Jian barely reacts and goes to breakfast. At the final teaching competition, Jian and Fei Fei answer questions correctly until the final award question. Yao Yao remembers something Jian taught her and gives the correct answer, winning the competition. Fei Fei worries about her brother's treatment, but her mother reveals the money has already arrived. Jian secretly arranged it. Yao Yao tells Jian she was selected, making them both happy. Meanwhile, Song and his girlfriend continue plotting against Jian. To celebrate, Jian cooks many dishes for Yao Yao. The next morning, they jog together. Yao Yao receives a call from her ex-boyfriend and immediately hangs up, making Jian jealous. At university, Jian imagines Yao Yao as his math teacher and dreams about their future until she brings him back to reality with news about an upcoming test. Her ex-boyfriend appears and grabs her hand. Jian steps in, holds Yao Yao's hand himself, and fixes his teacher badge. Then Jian discovers Xin has become an assistant professor at the same university. He fears he has lost his chance with Yao Yao. Xin tells Yao Yao to stay away from Jian and quit being his assistant. Yao Yao defends Jian, calling him a talented actor. Zayn apologizes for their breakup and Yao Yao forgives him. On Jian's training day, Feng joins him. Yao Yao enters with Zayn, making Jian jealous. A student puts a hairpin in Yao Yao's hair, but Jian learns he is Duan, Feng's friend. Yao Yao returns the hairpin, making Jian secretly happy. During the test, Jian tries to get answers from Yao Yao, but she refuses to let him cheat. Duan submits early, and Jian realizes he came mainly to see Yao Yao. When time ends, Yao Yao discovers Jian has written nothing. Later, Jian cleans his hostel room and discovers Duan is his roommate. Jian complains that Yao Yao knew Zayn would become a professor, but she says she didn't, making Jian happy again. While eating snacks, Jian pretends to dislike Yao Yao's soup, but grabs it immediately when Duan tries to take it. Yao Yao later teaches Jian history in the library, but suddenly leaves to pick someone up from the airport. Jian wonders who it is, unaware she is picking up her father. Meanwhile, Jian plays cards with Duan and loses again. Duan receives a message from his assistant about skincare. Jian proudly plays Yao Yao's message, only to discover she is actually criticizing his mistakes and telling him to study. Embarrassed, he closes it. The next day, Yao Yao brings breakfast. Jian complains that Duan's assistant cares for him more than Yao Yao does. Yao Yao promises to take better care of him. Then Duan and Zayn arrive with breakfast for Yao Yao. Jealous, Jian grabs both meals and eats them himself. Jian starts waking early to bring Yao Yao breakfast, but one morning she says she doesn't feel well. That night, Jian again asks Chao for advice about his friend. Chao says the girl simply needs to feel secure, so she will stay with him. The next day, Jian plays basketball against Zane. He scores while Yao Yao cheers, but gets distracted looking at her. The ball hits him and flies into Zane, injuring him. Zane ends up in the hospital. Yao Yao tells Jian to apologize, which he does. When Zane asks Yao Yao to give him medicine, jealous Jian feeds it to him himself. Later, the acting students meet a guest professor. When the professor enters, Yao Yao calls him Dad, revealing that he is her father. After class, Yao Yao tells her father she is Jian's assistant. He asks her to give the students a surprise test the next day. Jian has not studied, so Yao Yao prepares the paper while he studies beside her. When she leaves for water, he tries to see the test, but she returns and deletes the folder. That night, Jian's parents wish Yao Yao a happy birthday. Jian waits for Yao Yao to wish him, but she never does. He calls her, but she is talking to someone else and does not answer, leaving him disappointed. The next day, Duan thanks Yao Yao for teaching him over the phone. Jian realizes she had been talking to Duan. Yao Yao's father meets Jian and praises his energy. During the surprise test, Jian writes nothing. Yao Yao secretly gives him a note, but it only tells him to answer himself. Her father notices. Afterward, Duan receives excellent marks. Yao Yao's father sees Jian's paper and jokes about his writing. He asks Jian to write a poem on the board. Jian does it perfectly, impressing everyone and surprising Yao Yao. Later, Yao Yao tells Jian she wants to chat that night. Jian thinks she finally remembers his birthday, but discovers she and Duan only need him for a mature show. Hurt, Jian joins another chat where nobody knows him. Duan recognizes his voice and leaves. Jian becomes trapped because Zane's signal blocker cuts the phone signal. Meanwhile, Feng is bothered by a fan, but Chao arrives and protects her. Yao Yao finally discovers Jian's birthday and tries calling him, but there is no signal. Duan tries giving Yao Yao another hairpin, but she remembers Jian could not buy the shoes he wanted that day and leaves without accepting it. Jian's manager, Feng, and Chao search for him. Yao Yao learns that Jian originally came to the university to hire her as his assistant. Feeling guilty, she remembers the chat and goes looking for him. She finds Jian pretending to jump from the roof and grabs him, refusing to let him go. She wishes him happy birthday and gives him shoes. Jian receives a card with 21 signatures and thinks Yao Yao gave it to him, but she explains it came from a fan. He complains about the old-fashioned shoes. Yao Yao becomes sad, but Jian cheers her up by saying he'll make them fashionable. Then Jian discovers Yao Yao has not received her salary for a long time and has been spending her own money to care for him. They see a shooting star and make wishes, but realize it is actually an airplane. The next day, Jian tells Chao everything while pretending it happened to a friend. Chao immediately realizes the friend is Jian because of his new shoes. Jian gives Yao Yao his own card, so she will not spend her money. Yao Yao then reads him a poem she wrote, revealing that Jian was the first person she ever recited it to. Jian becomes extremely happy. He immediately goes to the library and starts studying seriously, surprising Zane. That night, Yao Yao gives Jian handwritten notes for his next test. Jian studies them carefully and performs better, although Duan still tops the class and Jian gets low marks. Yao Yao encourages him, saying his marks have improved and he can do much better with hard work. Then Jian learns that his drama series will air that night. He asks about the television in the hostel because he wants to watch it. Jian, Yao Yao, Feng, Chao, and the others gather in Duan's room to watch the romantic drama. Yao Yao and Feng praise Jian's acting for feeling very realistic. Chao jokes that Jian must have experienced such romance in real life. To change the subject, Jian blows mosquitoes toward Feng, making her and Chao argue, while Jian laughs at her role. Suddenly, the lights go out, and they cannot finish watching the drama. The next day, Yao Yao and Jian go for breakfast. Yao Yao tells Jian that after yesterday's broadcast, his followers increased by 50,000, making him very happy. But Feng arrives and says her followers have increased even more than Jian's, shocking him. Yao Yao explains that Jian is already famous, so most people already follow him while Feng is gaining new followers. She tells Jian he should be happy that Feng, like his niece, is becoming successful. Jian gets annoyed because he already finds Feng irritating. Just then, his manager calls and tells him that because of his drama series, Jian is receiving offers from many companies. This makes Jian feel better. Meanwhile, Song meets Zane at a restaurant. Zane is also teaching Song history, so he can defeat Jian and get the lead role. They notice Jian and Yao Yao studying at the same restaurant. Jian struggles with the confusing history books, while Song and Zane come over to bother him. Song eventually leaves, but Jian remembers Yao Yao warning him that if he keeps behaving like this, Song could get the historical movie's lead role within a month. Jian becomes angry with Yao Yao, but she explains that he can still get the role if she trains him properly. That night, Jian sees Duan video chatting with someone and assumes it is Yao Yao. When Duan leaves, Jian grabs the phone and tells the person not to come. But it is actually Duan's twin sister, who is a huge Jian fan and becomes extremely excited to see him. The next day, after class, Zane tells Jian that Yao Yao will never love an uneducated person like him. He even lies that Yao Yao is going on a date with another boy. Jian becomes upset and stops Yao Yao, telling her she cannot date Zane or even meet him. But Yao Yao's friend arrives and reveals that the milk tea Yao Yao was carzang was actually for her. Jian realizes he misunderstood everything. That night, Jian meets Chao at the stadium and again pretends he is asking about a friend. Chao suggests making the girl jealous to reveal his feelings. Jian imagines Yao Yao becoming jealous after seeing other girls around him, but realizes she probably wouldn't react that way. Chao then suggests confession instead, and Jian likes the idea. A watchman catches them at the stadium and records their names. Jian tricks him into writing the wrong name, but Yao Yao later changes their names to Zane's. The next day, Zane's girlfriend Jin hears that Zane was at the stadium with Yao Yao and starts fighting with him. Jian and Yao Yao secretly enjoy watching them argue because their plan worked. Yao Yao's father also asks her about the rumor. She explains that nothing is happening between her and Zane. That night, Jian learns his house has been renovated and he must return home. Yao Yao feels sad and begins crossing dates off her calendar. Jian asks Yao Yao to come to the university concert hall the next day. He imagines singing a love song there and confessing his feelings. The next day, the hall is booked for another event, so Jian puts up a sign outside and takes Yao Yao into another room where he sings a love song for her. Yao Yao becomes happy but doesn't realize it is a confession. Before Jian can explain, his manager calls and tells him to attend an important function because the director and investors of his historical movie will be there. Jian gives Yao Yao a dress and asks her to wear it. When she appears, Jian is amazed by how beautiful she looks. At the function, the manager tells Yao Yao to go home because assistants aren't needed, but Jian takes her inside. They discover it is Zine's girlfriend Jin's birthday party, and the manager explains that Jin's father is the director of Jian's historical movie, so Jian must stay. Jin insults Yao Yao, so Jian immediately takes her hand and brings her inside. The manager introduces Jian to investor Miss Dan, who promises to double her investment if Jian plays the lead role. Everyone is excited, but Jian keeps watching Yao Yao sitting alone. Zane approaches Yao Yao to make Jian jealous. Jin sees them and publicly calls Yao Yao onto the stage, accusing her of stealing her best friend's boyfriend. The crowd begins talking about Yao Yao, triggering her crowd phobia. Jian rushes to her and tells her not to be afraid. He then exposes the truth. Jin had stolen Yao Yao's boyfriend despite being her best friend, while Yao Yao never fought back and always helped others despite being hurt herself. Jian confesses his feelings to Yao Yao and kisses her forehead. After leaving, Yao Yao thanks him and says she wants to go home alone. Jian refuses to leave her and gives her his jacket because it is cold. Yao Yao finally explains why she fears crowds. Once, she had to give a school speech but left it at home. While calling her mother to bring it, her mother had an accident. Yao Yao has blamed herself ever since, causing her crowd phobia. Yao Yao cries, and Jian comforts her, telling her he wants her to become his girlfriend, not just his assistant. But she has already fallen asleep and doesn't hear him. The next day, the manager says the company wants Jian removed because of the incident and asks him to apologize to save his lead role. Jian refuses because he believes he did nothing wrong. Yao Yao tries to apologize to Jin herself, but Jian stops her. Later, he sends Jin a message from his phone, calling her a terrible best friend. Jian then starts packing his history books, assuming he will lose the role. Since the books were gifts from Yao Yao, he becomes emotional but pretends to be happy about getting rid of them. Soon, the manager returns with good news. Mr. Zhang had brought investors who wanted to double their investment because Jian remained the lead. Jian would also receive double the profit. Meanwhile, Yao Yao meets her father, who assumes she and Zane have broken up and asks about Jian. Yao Yao denies anything is happening. Her father then tells her about his relationship with her mother. At home, Jian avoids his homework by making dumplings for Yao Yao. He feeds her one, but it burns her mouth, so he gently blows on it, bringing them close. That night, Jian finishes his homework. The next day, their 10-day training ends, and Jian impresses Yao Yao's father by reciting their favorite poem. Afterward, everyone takes pictures. Duan gives Yao Yao another hairpin and puts it in her hair. Jian becomes jealous, removes it, and says it doesn't suit her. Yao Yao's father notices and calls Jian into his office. Yao Yao tells Jian about a student her father once summoned who broke an antique item and later disappeared. Jian becomes nervous. Her father then reveals that Jian is the first person Yao Yao has ever told about her mother's accident, proving how deeply she trusts him. He warns Jian that if he ever intends to hurt her, he should stay away. Meanwhile, Song discovers Jian and Yao Yao's relationship. His girlfriend suggests taking it to the media, but Song refuses because he has another plan. A flashback shows how everyone always favored Jian, while Song struggled to get roles, causing his resentment. Yao Yao continues training Jian because only 5 days remain before his meeting with Mr. Wei. She trains him intensely until only 1 day remains, while Song also prepares for the role. Feng visits Jian's house before meeting Chao. Yao Yao notices a mosquito bite on her face and reassures her that Chao cares more about personality than appearance. She also tells Feng that Chao likes her, but she shouldn't show off too much. After Feng leaves, Jian asks Yao Yao what kind of boy she likes. Yao Yao says she wants someone who understands her feelings without needing explanations. Jian thinks about this, realizing Yao Yao may understand his feelings too. Meanwhile, Yao Yao keeps crossing off the remaining days and becomes sad because only 1 day is left, remembering everything Jian has done for her. On their final tutoring day, Yao Yao takes Jian out to have fun instead of studzing. They play games together, and Jian even puts a hairband on her before wishing her luck for the interview. That night, Jian practices for the lead role. The next day, Jian and Yao Yao arrive at the interview. Song is also there, confident in his preparation. During the interview, both perform well, but Jian answers naturally from his own experiences, while Song relies on things he learned from books. Weiren is impressed by Jian's natural performance and chooses him for the lead role. Jian immediately tells Yao Yao, and the manager holds a celebration party. Soon, Yao Yao tells Jian she will return home to focus on her studies because she wants to become a teacher. Jian tries to convince her to stay as his assistant, but she refuses. The next day, Yao Yao packs her things and sadly looks at Jian's photo before leaving. Jian watches silently and refuses to say goodbye. When he realizes it may rain, he runs outside to stop her, but she has already left. Jian throws away the carpet Yao Yao repaired, but quickly brings it back because he cannot throw away anything connected to her. He watches one of his dramas to distract himself, but starts crazying because he doesn't want to do anything without her. The next day, Yao Yao teaches a child who keeps asking to use the toilet, reminding her of Jian. Jian also misses her. He wins a game with the manager but feels no happiness. The manager gives him several assistant profiles, but Jian rejects them all. That night, both Jian and Yao Yao struggle to sleep and continue thinking about each other. The next day, Jian visits Yao Yao's university. Students chase him after recognizing him, so he hides behind a tree. Yao Yao secretly takes him to her father's office. Jian asks Yao Yao to become his assistant again, but she refuses because she wants to focus on studzing and become a teacher. Jian leaves disappointed. Chao then calls Jian about his friend's relationship problem, clearly referring to Jian himself. He suggests using a third person to help, so Jian asks Feng to convince Yao Yao. Feng dramatically claims she has stopped eating without Yao Yao, but Yao Yao notices chili near her eye and realizes she is Lizang. That night, Feng explains to Jian that it wasn't really her fault. She had eaten all the food and accidentally got chili in her eye. Chao arrives and Jian's secret is revealed. He likes Yao Yao. Embarrassed, Jian listens as Chao suggests getting help from Yao Yao's father. The next day, Jian meets Yao Yao's father, who tells him that Yao Yao makes her own decisions and that Jian should focus on his lead role because Yao Yao has already helped him greatly. Jian gets an idea and deliberately sends Yao Yao the wrong information about his character. Worried, she calls to correct him, but Jian says everything she taught him now seems different and he has forgotten it. The next day, Yao Yao goes with Feng to Jian's photo shoot, secretly making Jian happy because his plan worked. She starts correcting everything, including his costume for the lead role. Feng also asks Yao Yao to become her assistant whenever she is free so they can keep meeting, and Yao Yao agrees. During the costume shoot, Feng learns that her role has been given to Aaron. Upset, she is comforted by Jian, who tells her Aaron is talented and will become famous through the role. The manager invites Jian to Mr. Zhang's birthday party and tells him to bring Yao Yao at 2 o'clock. But Jian wakes at 5 and angrily calls Yao Yao, only to learn she is sick. He immediately goes to her house and discovers she only has a fever because of her period. Jian makes soup and tries to feed her, but Yao Yao insists he attend the party. She even refuses to drink the soup unless he goes, so Jian finally leaves. At the party, Jian keeps wanting to return to Yao Yao. Mr. Zhang gives a long speech, so Jian asks him to hurry with the cake. When Zhang lights the candles and starts making a wish, Jian jokingly blows them out. But Zhang then forces him to drink with everyone. Jian drinks too quickly, becomes completely drunk, and passes out. Feng cannot handle him, so she calls Yao Yao. When Yao Yao arrives, Feng gets drunk Jian to reveal his feelings. Jian says he wants Yao Yao to be his girlfriend and refuses to leave until she agrees. Yao Yao finally says yes, and Jian immediately kisses her. The manager and others suddenly notice Jian kissing a girl. Feng quickly sends Yao Yao away and pretends she did not see who the girl was. She and the manager take Jian home. The next morning, Feng asks Jian if he remembers anything. He says no, but while washing his face, he suddenly remembers proposing to Yao Yao and her accepting. Extremely happy, he wishes Yao Yao good morning. Jian invites Feng and Chao over and announces that Yao Yao accepted his proposal. Embarrassed, Yao Yao leaves and Jian follows her. Meanwhile, Feng again tries to impress Chao, but he ignores her. That night, Chao tells Jian to be patient. Yao Yao also thinks about messaging Jian, wondering whether she would have accepted properly if he had not been drunk, but instead she sends a goodbye message and remembers everything Jian has done for her. The next day, Jian begins shooting his historical movie. Song arrives and mocks him when he forgets his lines. Yao Yao offers to help him memorize them, but Song and Ling continue teasing Jian. Jian calmly tells Ling that he only makes himself available for special people. Later, Song returns to mock Jian again, but learns Jian has already finished shooting. In the car, Yao Yao praises him, while Jian almost admits he could not sleep because of her, but stays silent. She helps him practice again. The next day, Feng struggles during filming and is scolded by the director. Yao Yao encourages her, even when Aaron mocks her. With Yao Yao's help, Feng performs perfectly and makes Jian happy. The assistant director needs an extra actress, so Feng suggests Yao Yao. Jian agrees. Yao Yao appears in costume, and Jian is stunned by how beautiful she looks. Her scene involves Zhao saving her. Zhao promises to protect her, making Jian jealous. Jian tells Zhao to stay away from Yao Yao, but Feng reminds him that it is only acting. Zhao introduces himself, but Jian refuses his handshake and takes Yao Yao away. Jian asks the manager to arrange a fight scene with Zhao. They perform well, but Zhao saves Jian after he slips, making himself look heroic. Jian becomes annoyed and refuses to thank him. Later, Zhao's fans arrive for photos. Yao Yao takes their pictures, while Jian deliberately ruins every photo with strange movements until they leave. Jian then edits Zhao's picture to make him look terrible. Feng asks why he is jealous, but Jian denies it and claims he has dated many girls since kindergarten. When Yao Yao arrives, Jian asks which picture he should post. Since he ruined Zhao's photos, Yao Yao says none look good. Jian starts praising himself, and Yao Yao quietly walks away. Meanwhile, Feng tries making Chao jealous by posting a selfie with a co-star. Instead of reacting, Chao congratulates her on her wedding because rumors have already started. Chao later advises Jian to ignore Yao Yao for a while so she realizes she cannot live without him. Jian follows the plan and pretends to kiss Aaron during filming. Yao Yao becomes jealous and asks why he has so few kissing scenes. Jian explains that he arranged for all the movie's kissing scenes to be filmed together. Watching Jian kiss other actresses all day makes Yao Yao increasingly jealous, and she leaves angrily. The next day, Yao Yao must replace an absent actress. Jian says he needs someone to practice with. But when Yao Yao suggests practicing with Aaron, Jian becomes jealous and chooses to rehearse with her. Their scene requires a love confession. Yao Yao tries to leave after reading the lines, but Jian pulls her closer and delivers his confession as if he truly means it. They nearly kiss before Feng suddenly arrives. Yao Yao hides behind Jian while he pretends he has not seen her. Later, Feng asks about the kissing scene. Jian and Yao Yao explain they were only rehearsing. At home, Jian and Yao Yao remove the cactus plants and reach for the same photo, Jian's picture. They smile at each other. Jian then gets a call about his speech. He lies that he has written a long one, but the next day, the manager discovers he wrote nothing. As punishment, Jian must play with children. While sitting with Yao Yao, they discuss parenting. Yao Yao says children need books, poems, and guidance, while Jian says he would let them do whatever they want. Meanwhile, Song and Ling's drama is scheduled to release alongside Jian's movie. Their director believes they will win because they have a famous singer, but the singer rejects them and chooses Jian's movie instead. The singer is Chao. Jian thanks him and plans to visit his recording session. Chao warns him not to bring Feng, but Yao Yao video calls Feng and she learns about it anyway. Feng visits Chao's studio and surprisingly does not disturb him. When Chao sees her singing, he becomes distracted by memories of someone from his past. Meanwhile, Ling asks Song why he is not attacking Jian. Song says he already has a plan and is waiting for the right opportunity. That night, Yao Yao counts stars outside. Jian asks what she is doing, and she warns him that although things are going well, trouble could appear anytime. Jian ignores the warning and moves closer because he feels cold. The next day, filming suddenly stops. More than half the movie script has been leaked online, causing people to question its historical accuracy. Jian realizes Song is responsible and confronts him, but Song denies everything. Then Chao's theme song is accused of copying another song. Jian realizes this is another attack from Song. Jian and Yao Yao visit Chao, where Feng also arrives. They discover another singer released a similar song earlier. Chao asks everyone to leave. Feng secretly stays behind. Chao eventually finds her hiding behind the sofa and allows her to stay in the guest room after she explains that her uncle is drinking heavily because of Jian's problems. Meanwhile, Jian attends a perfume launch press conference. Yao Yao sees girls damaging his posters and defends him, calling him a perfect idol. Jian secretly hears this and becomes extremely happy. Later, Jian thinks about how Yao Yao always protects him and messages her again, asking her to become his girlfriend. Yao Yao happily says yes. Jian immediately goes to her house, but she is absent. He calls her sadly and she suddenly appears behind him. Jian pulls her close and they kiss. Meanwhile, Feng remains at Chao's house despite his attempts to send her home. The next morning, she tells Jian she stayed there, while Jian happily tells her that Yao Yao accepted him. Jian wants to announce their relationship online, but Yao Yao reminds him that their movie contract forbids it. She suggests telling her father instead. They visit Yao Yao's father, but he and Yao Yao become so involved in discussing history that Jian is ignored. Meanwhile, Chao and Feng confront the singer accused of stealing Chao's song. Chao traps him with his own words and proves that he stole it. Jian and Yao Yao later meet the manager to discuss the script leak. Jian is so happy about Yao Yao becoming his girlfriend that he kisses her in front of the manager and announces it. Then they learn that the singer has released a video accusing Chao of threatening him. Jian responds publicly, supported by Yao Yao. Chao becomes stressed over the investigation. Feng secretly leaves food for him and asks her uncle to investigate. The manager initially says she is too childish for Chao, but eventually agrees to help. The next day, the manager discovers Chao's composer accepted money and sold the song. Feng realizes Ling is behind it and confronts her, secretly to Zhang to record her. She forgets to press the button and only takes random photos before security throws her out. Chao later sees what happened. Feng discovers a video on her phone showing Chao composing the supposedly stolen song. The recording proves Chao created it, clearing the accusations. Fans stop attacking Jian and Chao, and everyone sees how close they are. Feng tells Chao she wants to record him whenever he creates music, so this never happens again. He initially says nothing, but stops her when she leaves and agrees. That night, Jian and Yao Yao work together, correcting the movie script. Jian falls asleep, and Yao Yao later receives his message asking her to come outside. Jian has prepared lights and a sofa for them to watch a movie. When Yao Yao feels cold, he covers her with a blanket, and they kiss. He tells her she can stay at his house whenever she wants. The next morning, they realize they slept on the sofa. Yao Yao confirms the script is completely fixed. Song becomes furious and orders his assistant to spread hate comments. But Jian finds supportive messages from historians, including Yao Yao's father, proving the movie is legitimate. Song then decides to leak private photos of Jian and Yao Yao, despite their contract. Meanwhile, everyone gathers to watch a movie. Feng wants a horror film so she can sit near Chao, but the manager chooses a romance. When he falls asleep, Feng gets Jian to swap seats, allowing both couples to sit together. The next day, Jian and the manager meet Mr. Jiang. Jian learns heavy rain is coming, so he goes to pick Yao Yao up from the library. There, Zane is already asking Yao Yao to return to him. Yao Yao notices his injury and realizes he probably fought with Jin. She rejects him and says she now loves Jian. Jian arrives and takes Yao Yao home before the rain. Zane then lies to Jin, claiming Yao Yao wanted him back, but he rejected her because he only loves Jin. Later, Jian tells Yao Yao that he heard everything and is happy because she stayed loyal to him. Song spreads news of Jian and Yao Yao's relationship, causing students to insult Yao Yao. Both receive anonymous calls, but pretend everything is fine. The manager warns Jian that his public relationship may cost him movie roles, but Jian ignores it. The next day, girls corner Yao Yao at university until Feng protects her and treats her injury. Yao Yao asks if the scandal is hurting Jian. Feng lies that everything is fine, following Jian's instructions. Yao Yao asks her not to tell Jian what happened. That night, Jian asks why Yao Yao changed her number. They joke about their old lucky charm and decide the fan he gave her is their new lucky charm. They laugh together and briefly forget their problems. Soon, Jin attacks Yao Yao online, claiming she trapped Jian and only ranks first because her father is a professor. Jian secretly protects her reputation while pretending he does not use social media. Mr. Zhang then demands that Jian publicly deny his relationship with Yao Yao. Jian refuses, so Zhang removes him from the movie. Yao Yao arrives with lunch and overhears that Jian rejected an important movie because of her. She quietly leaves without telling him. At home, Yao Yao realizes Jian has hidden everything from her. She tells him that since entering his life, she has only caused trouble. Jian rests his head on her lap and tells her never to think that way. But Yao Yao becomes convinced his career is suffering because of her. The next morning, Jian discovers Yao Yao has left. The manager tells him the scandal has been resolved because of a statement posted the previous night. Jian discovers Yao Yao used his account to claim that they have only a business relationship and no romance. She had posted it while he slept, kissed him goodbye, blocked him, and left. Jian searches for her but cannot find her. Feng suggests she may have left a note, but Jian jokes that notes are old-fashioned and finds only a laundry receipt. Jian visits Yao Yao's father but learns he has gone to a small town for research. Yao Yao is actually there, Kdrama with him. Her phone accidentally falls into the lake. That night, Jian cannot sleep and reads the books Yao Yao gave him. Meanwhile, Yao Yao keeps imagining Jian while reading history. Her father notices that one book only contains Jian's sketch. She even briefly mistakes a fisherman for Jian. Heavy rain makes Yao Yao sick. Meanwhile, Jian writes an essay about her with Feng and Chao's help. Feng misunderstands and thinks Jian plans to damage Yao Yao's reputation, so she angrily leaves. That night, Jian posts statements defending Yao Yao and uploads one of her poems. People begin stopping their hate comments. Yao Yao's father gives her a new phone, allowing her to see Jian's drama. A scene where Jian stops his partner from leaving makes Yao Yao question whether she made the right decision. Jian asks the manager to invite as many TV channels as possible because he wants everyone to hear his explanation. Song secretly plans to release more photos during the conference. At the press conference, reporters question Jian about photos of Yao Yao. He first says one photo proves nothing, then reveals a collection of their memories and openly admits that Yao Yao is his girlfriend. Jian explains that he liked her first, that she protected him, and that she never stayed with him for his fame. He apologizes to his fans and gives Feng's number so they can return his products, revealing that she secretly helped him. Yao Yao watches his confession and rushes to him, but collapses at the door. She wakes in a hospital and finds Jian beside her. The doctor says her fever was dangerous. Jian explains that her father called him and now respects him. Yao Yao asks Jian to return and save his career, but he hugs her and says he can live anywhere as long as she is with him. The next day, they help with her father's research. While fixing Yao Yao's broken locket, Jian gets bitten by a bug and the locket falls into a flower pot. A doctor says his injury is harmless. Feng and Chao arrive searching for them. That night, everyone gathers around a bonfire. Jian and Chao sing, and Jian invites Yao Yao to join. Her father proudly tells his friend that Jian is his son-in-law. Later, Jian tries sleeping in Yao Yao's room because his roommate snores, but her father sends him elsewhere. Yao Yao then searches for her missing locket, falls down the stairs, and hurts her leg. Jian finds the locket, carries her back, and warns her never to go outside alone at night. The next morning, the manager arrives. Jian prepares lunch for everyone, making the manager emotional because the former star is now cooking in a small town. Meanwhile, Mr. Tong offers Song the historical movie lead if he becomes a hotel ambassador for free, but Song refuses. Jian tells Yao Yao he loves her deeply, but must return. She wants to go with him, but he asks her to stay until everything is settled. Before leaving, her father gives Jian a letter encouraging him to fight his troubles. When Jian and the manager return, they discover Mr. Zhang has hired Lucy and brought Duan into the company. Lucy wants Duan to replace Jian. Furious, Jian and the manager decide to fight their way back. Yao Yao misses Jian while Jian struggles to focus. A local boy tells Yao Yao that her poems have become popular. She realizes Jian promoted them and becomes happy when she receives his message, saying he is fine. Yao Yao's father jokes that he will only recover after eating Jian's spicy chicken. Jian misses Yao Yao so much that he cannot concentrate while cooking. Yao Yao makes the chicken herself. Although it tastes bad, her father happily eats it because she prepared it. The manager presents Jian's file to Mr. Zhang, but Lucy arrives with Duan's file and announces that Jian's historical movie role has been given to Duan. The manager's salary is also reduced, so he decides to sell his expensive belongings. Yao Yao's father learns that Mr. Tong can no longer help Jian. Yao Yao calls Feng, but Feng hides the truth because Jian asked her not to worry Yao Yao. Yao Yao learns to make spicy chicken and calls Jian. He lies that he is shooting at a movie location, but the doorbell rings. When Jian opens the door, Yao Yao is standing there. Jian is upset because he did not want her to see his difficult situation. He insists he can handle everything, but Yao Yao hugs him. They eat together, and she reveals her chicken failed because Jian gave her the wrong recipe. Jian admits he did it intentionally because he feared she would stop missing his cooking. Finally, the manager's assistant calls about a fight between him and Lucy. They discover Lucy is using Jian's resources to promote Duan. Jian becomes worried, but Yao Yao holds his hand and comforts him. Jian later meets Duan, who approaches Yao Yao, but Jian proudly stops him and says they are now a perfect couple. At home, Jian checks Duan's social media for weaknesses, but Yao Yao shuts his phone and reminds him his career will return. The next day, Mr. Zhang temporarily bans Jian after Lucy's suggestion. Yao Yao sees the news, while Jian pretends everything is fine and goes drinking with Chao. Meanwhile, the manager sells most of his belongings, and Feng offers to move into Chao's house to save money, but the manager angrily sends her away. Yao Yao takes drunk Jian to bed. He asks when she first liked him, and she admits she has loved him for a long time and admires everything about him. The next morning, Jian tells Yao Yao about his ban, but she already knows. Fan letters arrive filled with hate, so Yao Yao secretly changes their words and makes them look positive. Jian becomes happy and keeps them because his fans still mean everything to him. Meanwhile, Ling confronts Feng with a leaked photo. Chao arrives and gives Ling a pen drive, threatening to release evidence that she sent her assistant to buy his song unless she deletes Feng's photo. Ling deletes it, but Chao reveals the drive is empty. He only tricked her. Feng is touched by what he did. Yao Yao secretly writes anonymous letters praising Jian, while the manager shows him more hateful letters. Jian becomes depressed and drinks alone at a bus stop beneath his own advertisement. People tear his banner down and replace it with Duan's. He then sees another struggling actor being scolded for forgetting lines, reminding him of his own difficult past. Yao Yao calls Chao because Jian disappears, but Chao assures her he will return. That night, Jian comes home but cannot face Yao Yao and cries alone. The next day, Chao introduces Jian to his former teacher Yan. Yan tests Jian with acting exercises, which Jian enjoys, and he decides to train there every day. Jian begins Yan's unusual training while Yao Yao tries cooking for him despite not knowing how. Jian still praises her food. Later, he takes Yao Yao skating, catches her when she nearly falls, and then they enjoy bungee jumping and scuba diving. Meanwhile, Song and Ling begin working against Feng because Ling wants to eliminate her competition. After their adventurous day, Yao Yao jokes that Jian should buy insurance before their next outing. At training, Yan tells Jian that Mr. Weiren is visiting. Jian assumes Song is there and storms inside, only to find Weiren. After Jian leaves, Yan praises his acting and suggests Weiren consider him for the lead role in his historical movie. Song then tries recruiting Jian's manager, but the manager refuses, saying he will never betray Jian because Jian is a good person, unlike Song. Later, Jian practices an old movie scene with Yao Yao. They almost reach the kissing scene when Feng arrives after being scolded on set. Jian suggests she learn acting from Chao instead. Feng happily visits Chao, drinks and practices with him, but Chao refuses to replace Jian in the kissing scene. She eventually falls asleep on his shoulder. Yan gives Jian advertisement work. Jian struggles through a freezing, rainy shoot, but finishes it. During another Joker role, his makeup artist leaves, and the director rudely tells Jian to do his own makeup. Jian does it himself. Yao Yao encourages him, and Jian says this is his new beginning, so he will take even small roles seriously. The manager introduces Jian to Mr. Wang, a mobile company owner who offers him a brand ambassador deal. Wang explains that Jian's accidental lunch photo taken with their phone increased interest in the brand. Jian is happy, but the manager asks for time before accepting. At home, Jian's parents arrive and decide to meet Yao Yao's parents. At the restaurant, both families exchange gifts and discuss marriage. Jian's mother proudly shows his childhood certificates, and everyone becomes friendly while drinking and singing. Jian romantically sings for Yao Yao and carries her home when she becomes drunk. She jokes that marriage would make her name Yu Yao Yao, while Jian calls her Little Blockhead. After putting Yao Yao to bed, Jian finds his drunk parents making a mess. Yao Yao also calls him for help. The next morning, Jian cleans everything and hurts his back. Yao Yao massages him, and they hug until Jian's parents secretly photograph them. During breakfast, Jian discovers his parents came mainly to arrange their marriage. Before leaving, his mother asks Yao Yao to take care of him because this is his first relationship. Jian returns to Yan's training, where he is made to experience being a delivery boy. Suddenly, the manager calls with exciting news. Weiren wants Jian to audition. Yao Yao hugs him happily. She notices his script has only one line, but Jian explains that he plays a soldier delivering news about the lead character's mother's death, so that one line must be perfect. After practicing, he understands how to perform it. At the audition, Song mocks Jian for working as an extra. Jian ignores him. A judge recognizes Jian and selects him immediately, then asks him to perform against Song. Jian delivers his line perfectly, impressing Weiren, who also asks him to audition for the lead role. Jian succeeds in that scene too. Jian later posts about his experiences and relationship with Yao Yao. When the manager visits, he finds the house dark because the electricity was cut off, but Yao Yao explains Jian was only practicing a role. The manager then invites Jian to a TV show featuring Song and Ling, warning that skipping it would make Song think he was afraid. Jian and Feng prepare for the show like soldiers. During the program, Song mocks Jian for becoming a delivery boy after his ban. Jian calmly says he is gaining life experience through every role, even small ones, earning applause. Feng confronts Ling about her selfish behavior. During a break, the manager explains their next challenge. Each person must call the first contact in their phone. Jian's first contact is Yao Yao, while Ling tells him she and Song will take the historical movie from him and Feng. Jian simply ignores her. When the show resumes, Ling calls a fan and says she misses him. Song calls his teacher, who praises him, but accidentally reveals Song arranged the call beforehand, exposing the fake praise. Feng calls Chao and says she misses him, but he hangs up. Finally, Jian calls Yao Yao, but she cuts the call because she is teaching. The audience begins leaving, but Yao Yao calls back and says she misses him too and will bring his favorite food home. Everyone realizes their relationship is genuine. Afterward, Feng learns about Chao's painful past. He once had a girlfriend whose acting career was blocked. A director lured her to a hotel and attempted to assault her, causing her to jump from the building and die. Chao then left the industry. Feng feels guilty for bothering him. The next day, Weiren calls Jian and says he has another person in mind for the lead role. Jian hopes it is him, but Weiren chooses Zhao instead. Jian is disappointed and lies to Yao Yao afterward, pretending he rejected Zhao for treeing to steal his girlfriend. Their drama premieres, and Jian, Yao Yao, Feng, and Chao watch together. Chao quietly admires Feng in traditional clothing. Their ratings initially fall behind Song's drama, but the next day, their drama reaches the highest rating, making Jian and Feng happy. Song tells Ling that Jian is their real enemy, and she should stop focusing on Feng. Ling refuses because she wants Feng gone. Song realizes she may eventually betray him too. Feng later goes to confront Chao, but he refuses to let her inside. She pretends to leave and sends him a fake video suggesting something bad happened. Chao panics because it reminds him of his past. When he discovers she was acting, he angrily tells her never to return. Feng cries outside. Chao regrets his reaction and brings her inside. When she falls asleep, he reads hate comments about her and begins defending her online. Feng secretly sees him and helps answer the comments, impressing Chao. The manager arrives at Jian's house looking for Feng and becomes worried. Yao Yao discovers Feng has been secretly handling the hate comments through her fan account. Chao confirms that Feng is with him. Feng and Chao visit Jian's house. The manager scolds Feng, but she only smiles at Chao. Everyone plays together while Jian and Chao cook. Jian teases Chao for trying to win at cards while ignoring Feng and tells him to move on. The manager later says Feng received the second female lead in the historical movie, while Jian still does not know his fate. That night, Feng decorates everything for Chao and confesses her love. She tells him his former girlfriend would want him to stop punishing himself. Chao finally admits Feng's support meant a lot to him, gives her a bracelet, and kisses her. Later, Jian and Yao Yao discover everyone has received roles except Jian. The TV reports that only the male and female leads remain undecided, making Jian anxious. The next day, Jian's book is published and becomes extremely popular. Weiren loves it and calls Jian, but tells him he was not selected for the role. Jian is devastated. After Weiren leaves, Jian finds his forgotten book and discovers the male lead role written on the first page. Weiren had actually selected him, making Jian extremely happy. Song hears the news and meets Mr. Tong. He lies to Ling that Feng has also received the lead role and tells her to meet someone at Mr. Tong's hotel if she wants it. Ling agrees and is shocked by what she sees there. Meanwhile, Mr. Zhang learns Jian has been selected and decides to lift his ban. But another rumor spreads claiming Jian had an affair with Ling. Yao Yao pretends to break up with him, making Feng and Chao worry, but Jian and Yao Yao suddenly reveal they were only pretending. They realize Song created the rumor to separate them. Soon, a viral hotel video shows Jian entering the same room Ling entered, damaging his image. The manager explains that the footage was manipulated using an old recording of Jian's visit. Song is revealed as the person behind it. Ling confronts him after realizing he was the man at the hotel. Mr. Tong and others pressure Weiren to remove Jian from the movie, while Mr. Zhang considers banning him again. The manager becomes furious and decides to leave the company rather than betray Jian. Jian arrives and goes with him to apologize. Outside, Yao Yao waits confidently, showing they already have a solution. Song then invites Jian to his conference and says Jian took everything from him, so he wants Jian to experience the same pain. He also announces that he will reveal himself as Weiren's male lead. That night, the manager explains that the original hotel footage has been deleted, but the investigation continues. Jian remembers Ling. The next day, he and Yao Yao meet her and promise to reveal the truth. Ling admits she went to the hotel hoping to get a role and never knew Song was using her. Song meanwhile meets Mr. Tong and Jin and confirms the original footage is gone. His lead role seems secure. The manager, Zhao, Feng, and others disguise themselves and enter the hotel to search for evidence. Jian enters the control room but finds nothing, and they are eventually thrown out. Later, Jian sits in his garden and considers opening a restaurant. Yao Yao jokes that his special dish should be called golden fried chicken, and they laugh together. The next day, Yao Yao meets Jin, who secretly shows her the original footage proving Ling met Song. She begs for it, but Jin hates Jian and deletes it before leaving. Song's conference begins, where he announces himself as Weiren's lead actor. Feng arrives and accuses him of trapping Jian, pointing out Song's distinctive blazer in the footage. Song claims he donated it. With no evidence, security tries to remove Feng and the manager. Yao Yao and Chao arrive, and Chao announces that Yao Yao has evidence. Although Yao Yao is terrified by the crowd, she remembers everything Jian endured and finally finds the courage to speak. She reveals that Song never legally received Weiren's role and that the hotel footage was manipulated. Song pushes her, but Jian arrives in time. Yao Yao then plays the restored original video, proving Ling met Song. She also exposes Mr. Tong and Jin's involvement. Weiren arrives and confirms he selected Jian for the lead role. Song angrily asks why Jian is always chosen. Jian explains that the difference is that he values family and friends, even paying his sick brother's hospital bills, while Song repeatedly betrayed and framed others. Jian is finally proven innocent. As he and Yao Yao leave, Song grabs a police officer's stick and tries to attack Jian. Yao Yao pushes Jian away and gets hit instead. Song is immediately arrested for his crimes. A few days later, the movie begins shooting. The manager shows Jian resumes for new assistants, but Jian rejects them all. 1 year later, John's movie becomes a huge hit. The manager returns as company head. Feng films another movie with Chao, who feeds her while becoming jealous when she has a kissing scene with Duan. Finally, Jian arrives at Yao Yao's university to pick her up. He discovers that Yao Yao is now confidently teaching a class. Her crowd phobia is gone, and her dream of becoming a teacher has come true. After everything they went through together, Jian and Yao Yao remain happily together.